This is Gilbert Cruz reporting for Time.com, and I'm here today with Jennifer Aitley, author of the Fortune Cookie Chronicles, Adventures in the World of Chinese Food.
The point of my book is I make an argument that Chinese food is all American because there are more Chinese restaurants in this country than McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's combined. And that a lot of the food that Americans think of as, quote, Chinese is actually not recognizable to someone who's actually coming from China. You think of it as foreign cuisine, but in fact it is what I call indigenous foreign cuisine, which is that you think it's exotic, but it really only exists in America. It's very much the idea that Chinese restaurants have used over time is this idea of merging sort of what is familiar with what is exotic and using it as a recipe to sort of sell things, everything from chop suey to General Tso's chicken to fortune cookie. In reality, Chinese food in general is based much more on pork, much more on seafood. It doesn't use as much friedness, and it also doesn't have as much goopy sauce, and it's definitely not as sweet. So the idea is it is something that is actually completely designed for the American palate, and that is why it's been so popular.
And it's not orange.
It is not orange. It should not. The Chinese food in general does not have radioactive colors. Yes.
You have a whole chapter in your book on General Tao's, however you pronounce it. How do you pronounce it?
Well, his real General Tao in Chinese, his name is Zhuo Zongtang. And the short story is that if you go back to General Tao's hometown, no one has heard of this chicken dish. General Tao played a large role, along with General Qing, who also has a chicken dish named after him, in keeping the country together. And so actually when you go to his hometown, people think you're like coming to visit because of his military exploits. But in fact, I really didn't have the heart to tell them that in America, General Tao is like Colonel Sanders. He's known for chicken and not war. This is an interesting fish because it is a compromise between Americanness and Chineseness in that it is a whole fish, but it's only been deboned. Whereas in general, Americans like fish when it comes in fillets because they don't like to be reminded that their food ever swam or walked or breathed or flew. So most American Chinese food actually doesn't have any claws, doesn't have any feet, doesn't have any eyeballs. Definitely no eyeballs. People don't like eyeballs at all, because especially when they look at you. And in contrast, Chinese food actually incorporates a lot of these animal parts. So what's really interesting about this place is it has really, really fresh ingredients, high quality ingredients, and the chef himself, Joe Ang, has sort of shifted the restaurant into a very fresh Cantonese style.
Were you surprised when you first came over and you saw the type of food that, like, a typical American family considered to be Chinese?
Yeah, but because I have a lot of friends, he's a good chef from Hong Kong. They never cooked this food before. They don't cook General Tso's chicken, not because they are not really good chef, because there's not many people who order this in Hong Kong at all. That is original Chinese food. They don't waste, because in China, they used to very people who are killing a cow in the village. They're very poor. They expect to eat everything, for the cow.
Right.
So they don't waste. They start to growing up with that culture.
So do you think after reading your book, people are going to sort of want to get more adventurous about their Chinese food, or are they going to?
I think it depends on the type of person. Like some people, I think if this book opens their eyes, like they want to understand what they are missing. But other people, they're like, dude, I like my beef with broccoli. I like my General Tso's chicken. I don't want, anything with eyeballs staring at me from my plate.
I'm not going to lie, it's a little creepy. So.